What's going on, guys? Welcome to another episode of Random Sunset. As you can see, we have no special guest here today. It's not the most beautiful sunset you'll catch here in the great city of Stonecrest, but however, we'll continue to go on. And here's our random topic selection box right here, where we would normally grab a topic to discuss. We're gonna get this out of the way, being that we have no special guest here as of today. Maybe next week, like I said, if you someone or know someone that wish to be a part of the show and you VIP, feel free. We will have the Zoom up and going real soon. So like I say, we'll definitely have our guest speakers on, and pick the brains of those guys and talk about these same very topics that we could talk for days about. But today I just wanted to talk the future / AI. Have we gone too far with this whole AI process, this whole technology age? I mean, have we gone too far? Some would say, you know what, it's for the betterment of the people, and some would say otherwise. Maybe we need to find that reset button. But all in all, we've gone from agriculture, meaning plowing the lands with donkeys or mules or whatever animals you have, cultivating the soil, during the agriculture days, picking beans, cotton, whatever vegetables, working out in the fields. And, those were long days. They were long days, all right, for many. And just to advance to the industrial age, the industrialization age, where we have machinery now to do a lot of those jobs versus being out in the fields, with the animals, or having to pick with your own hands, and work out in the fields, whether it was slave labor, whether it was just strenuous all around labor from, the people that live on the land. So again, we have this heavy machinery, and we in the industrial age, and now we got machineries to do a lot of the jobs that we once did. And it's safe to say here in the 21st century, we're now in the age of technology. Ooh, age of technology, faster and faster and faster and faster. And again, some would say, hey, it's a great thing. We have a lot of the headquarters here in our own very country, the U.S., over in California, Silicon Valley. Many of you may know the headquarters of Apple, Google, Facebook. A lot of those advanced companies, that's pretty much moving forward with technology. And, excuse me, is it necessarily a good thing? Or what are the pros and cons? Is what we're here to talk about, because whether you like it or not, I mean, we are moving forward, and that's the whole evolutionary phase of technology. All right, so again, like you have Alexa, you have well, I think they've moved past TomTom. You have you have a Snoop Dogg voiceover, but anyway, technology. I mean, is it scary? I mean, is it a great thing? Is it a bad? What are the pros and cons? Now, for some, when you look at social media, a lot of people would say, you know what, this is the time to now congregate, or this is one place where we can come and peacefully assemble and work on uh, one main project at a time. You know what I mean? Thousands could all chime in and resolve a lot of issues that we face by working together. But are many of us doing so? And that's a question you have to ask yourself. How are we using this technology to get ahead? You know what I mean? And again, with that being said, just from my experience, like I say, I mean, let's just talk about the pros and the cons, of this technology. On one end, as social creatures, human beings, we are social creatures. Does AI interfere with that? All right. Many of you may know uh, be familiar with Big Brother. All right, meaning you've been watched every step of the way. All right, whether you consent or whether you just being part of the overall matrix or the game itself. You've been watched every step of the way. Rather, look at the advanced smart TVs. Look at the advanced. You got a smart washer now. You have a smart dryer. You have a vacuum that would vacuum it. Vacuum by itself. I mean, thanks to AI, because this is all driven by artificial intelligence. I mean, you have self-driving cars that they haven't yet placed out on the streets, but they're coming. All right, they're here. Let's look at Sophia, prime example. She's been granted citizenship out in Dubai. Okay, this is AI, artificial intelligence. Will sit and have a full-on conversation with you. You know what I mean? And what does that mean for the people on Earth? I mean, does that mean we give up our jobs? I mean, does that mean we self-destruct? What are the plans, for our future? All right. So this is where AI and our future coincide. All right. And what do we do? Where do we go? Where are we going? Who get the last say so? I mean, it's some tough times and some tough challenges ahead of us. All right. Now, with that being said, again, let's get back to this social media. All right, you got Facebook, you have Instagram, you have this new thing, TikTok, you have YouTube, so on and so forth, where you're able to meet millions, if not billions, of people at one time. I mean, how do we gain control of our future? Being that all of the data we ever once collected for as knowledge or information has been turned over to AI. All right, whether it's blockchain through digital cryptocurrency. In fact, let's talk about that, because I see that as being the brains of AI right there. I can very much be wrong, but to understand blockchain, just to know a lot about the brains of AI. Okay, whether you mining cryptocurrency, a lot of people, they've let go of cryptocurrency, but I don't think it's completely out of the picture, being that it's a shortage on change as we speak, and eventually, sooner or later, they're gonna do without money or what we know to be currency. Everything is becoming digital. You have a lot of apps on your phone. Cash App, I mean, that's digital. You have Zelle. I mean, you get the mobile deposit checks. I mean, it's a lot going on, and like I say, it's moving faster and faster. And I just don't think it's one of those things that should go unnoticed. So again, like I say, this is something we should address and talk about. Am I convinced as a people this is something we'll be able to stop, being that we've come this far? I highly doubt it. Like I say, of recent March of 2020, they've just passed the bill for 5G. That's 10,000 times stronger than 4G. 10,000 times stronger. So that should tell you. I mean, last I've checked, I think we had over 10 to 11 different satellites out in space. And I think Enemy of the State described it best. We're being watched from Big Brother every step of the way. I mean, so at what cost we pay for convenience? All right. Even though we say, you know what, the pros of having this fancy technology will help us with our MRIs, will help us with laser surgery, with all these different science science technology, inventions, and again, excuse me. I mean, we have a lot of advanced technology to help us with science and with the healthcare system. And with that being said, I mean, those are some of the great things. But what are the cons? What's the flip side to it? You know what I mean? So that's just something to think about. And like I say, I could never be too clear about my purpose, and that's to just shine light on what's going on when it comes to a lot of these topics, whether it's just entertainment, politics, religion, to create that dialogue for us to, have something to think about. Meaning, where do we go from here? I mean, again, with a lot of the knowledge we accumulated, it's going to AI. I'm not convinced that humans have the authority and the power to be able to push a button to activate a nuclear bomb. I mean, like, what you? I mean, gosh, man. I mean, I'm all over the place right now. Just the thought of it. I mean, we've been warned subliminally from multiple films, whether it was iRobot, Terminator, you name it, Minority Report, you name it. I mean, we could sit and we can name for days. But again, look at the change AI has made thus far for social media. I mean, back in the day when we were coming up, a lot of things you would think twice about saying. You just say it freely on the internet because no one there to hold you accountable. No one's there to put hands on you, all right? So a lot of people feel free to just get on the internet, bash out, and to say what they wish. I mean, let me just say that for America, because in other countries, I don't think they're able to get on a lot of the social medias that we are able to get on. And like I say, we're moving so fast at this point. I mean, in the blink of an eye, I mean, it don't take much to get behind. So, like I say, I mean, I don't plan to school you guys and to tell you everything about technology and what's gonna happen. It's gonna flip flop, turn on us. I mean, I personally think, given the right amount of time, AI does have a mind of its own, and eventually, when they feel it no longer needs us, all right, let's rewind a bit, all right? That technology was put in place for a lot of us, to serve a lot of us, okay, to serve humanity. Now, from what I'm witnessing, we're now serving it, okay? So, if you ever heard the phrase "rage against machine," a lot of that rage you feel, it's against this machine, meaning the system. That's AI driven, okay? It's a system in place that's AI driven. So a lot of us, we point the finger, at the government. And truth be told, the government been hijacked long ago, years and years ago, decades ago, okay? And all this rage we feel is against this machine. I mean, from the moment we was issued a social security number, okay, to the point they're now talking about implanting a chip, okay? So when you look at your freedoms, your liberties, many people trade their liberties in exchange for security, okay? So many of you wonder where the fear come from of, oh my God, it's a disease or a virus out there. Oh my God, it's this major enemy out there that's coming after us. Oh, it's the boogeyman out of space. Oh, these aliens. A lot of that fear been placed there, okay, to scare the crap out of you for you to be able to trade your liberties for security, okay? And like I said, I mean, how do we benefit from AI outside of the convenience of being able to use the app, social media? I guess, you name it. All right. But I'm not going to keep you guys long. I just wanted to touch on it. We definitely would get back into it and talk about the future / AI and just go over a lot of the particulars and meaning the pros and cons. But these are some things to think about. And like I say, if there's a reset button, how do we push the reset button? What's the benefits of pushing that reset button? You know what I mean? How do we stand up and not be divided as a people and address these type of issues that we're facing? Meaning, okay, like I was saying earlier, we was AI was put there to service us, but in return, we're not serving it to the point where it's taking the jobs away. All right, and we blaming one another when like it's a real beast out here. You know what I mean? A real monster out here, and it's called AI. You know, if we don't want to hear from you anymore, we want to shut you down. We can shut you down by a push of a button. If you acting up on social media, we'll cut you off. If you're doing something you don't supposed to be doing, or anything that threaten our livelihood or our way of being, we'll just shut you down. If you decide you want to go to Dunkin' Donut or Krispy Kreme, and we know that you're diabetic, and we just happen to put your name in this computer, and it shows you as a diabetic, we don't have to sell it to you because you're not supposed to have this. I mean, this is the power AI have. Everywhere you go, your privacy in exchange for the convenience of AI. So again, that's just something to think about. And like I say, that's my time, guys. Another episode of Random Sunset. We'll see you guys next week. Like I say, we will get the Zoom up and running, cracking. You know, we'll have more guest speakers on. And like I say, that's our time. Just wanted to touch on the future in AI. Hope that wasn't too much for you. But like I say, we just touched the water. And we'll get more into it. And we'll talk about those pros and cons of future/AI. Another Random Sunset. That's my time. Your host, Psych Dolo.